Charlie, we're getting reports that your son has been found in your basement. Sir? Mr. Bothell, are you...
What?
Yeah, we are getting reports that your son has been found alive in your basement.
What?
I was exposed for abusing my son on live television. My name is Charles Bothell IV. In 2014, my wife Monique and I reported our 12-year-old son Charles V as missing. We urged the public to help us find him, and police launched a full-scale investigation. To the outside world, I appeared to be a panic-stricken father. Police searched for 11 days for my son but found no trace of him. Then, while I was on live television doing an interview with Nancy Grace, the shocking truth was exposed. My son had been found hiding in my own basement. The video of my stunned reaction soon went viral. The truth was, my son was never missing, he was hiding. When my son was found hidden behind a locked door in the basement, he told officers that he had hidden himself there because he was afraid of how I would react when I found out he hadn't done his exercise routine. Twice a day, I forced my son to do 100 push-ups, 200 sit-ups, and 100 jumping jacks. But that's not all. I also forced him to curl 25-pound weights and do 5,000 revolutions on an exercise machine. If he failed to complete the circuit within an hour, I'd make him do it all over again. When police found my son, he was thin, malnourished, and had bruises all over his body from where I had beaten him. Later, I would admit that those marks had been caused by me hitting him again and again with a PVC pipe. My wife and I were arrested in April 2015 and charged with torture and second-degree child abuse. If found guilty of torture, we would both have received life sentences. Luckily for us, the torture charges were later dismissed by the court. On January 19, 2016, I accepted a plea deal, admitting to fourth-degree child abuse in exchange for the dismissal of the second-degree child abuse charges. In court, my son testified that I had kept him home from school, beat him, and forced him to exercise twice a day. He also told the court about how my wife would threaten him if he didn't finish his workout by telling him she knew where the sharp knives were and that she could make him disappear if she wanted to. I lost custody of my son and was ordered to never contact him again. My wife Monique also accepted a plea deal, but the details of what it entailed were never made public. I was sentenced to 18 months of probation and mandatory anger management classes. Despite my insistence that I never knew where my son was, many speculate that I did know and had locked him in there myself. The truth is that many of my claims turned out to be true. The FBI had searched the basement, my wife and I had searched the basement, and the police had searched the basement. Charles V was nowhere to be found, and I had no idea where he had gone. It was theorized by law enforcement that my son had moved to the basement after it had been searched in an effort to remain hidden. In the aftermath, I separated from my wife and attempted to sue Nancy Grace, who unmasked me for the criminal I really am. In the lawsuit, I claimed Nancy Grace had ruined my life by defaming me and presenting false information. Despite my attempts at getting financial compensation from the lawsuit, it was dismissed and the world watched as footage of me pleading guilty was replayed over and over again. Even after the court case, I would deny hurting my son, but the truth remains clear to see in the court documents. I willingly abused my son twice a day, every day of his life.